Huskie fans, welcome into episode number 3 of NIU Weekly. What's going on? What's going to happen? That's what we're going to talk about this week as we have a fantastic show. We're going to talk to Kyle Pugh. If you've not seen or heard this story, NIU football player Kyle Pugh, he's the first FBS player to play 8 years of college football. We're going to talk to Kyle. He's had nice success so far this season. Huskies getting ready for Kentucky this week in Lexington. Also going to talk a little women's soccer. They get ready for the MAC coming up on Thursday. They host Western Michigan. Michael O'Neill, new Huskies head coach, women's soccer, is going to join us on the show. They start this week, and looking forward to MACtion, not just getting ready for football coming up next week after Kentucky, but men's and women's soccer getting ready for MACtion this week. So it's always fun. You get the non-conference games, which give you more pumped when you get into conference play. Really matters. Let's take a look at some of the NIU Athletics programs and what they did this week. We'll start out with volleyball. The Huskies, volleyball, they've won 4 straight matches and now are 7-3 as they head into Mid-American Conference play this weekend. NIU swept both Rhode Island and Southern Indiana to win the NIU Invitational over the weekend. Some great play from, how about Frankie Bertucci? Earned her second straight MAC Defensive Player of the Week honor, just playing at a high level. She digs every ball that comes to her. I'm literally telling you, she digs everything. So Frankie Bertucci, and again, second straight week she was MAC West Defensive Player of the Week again. Volleyball has won 4 straight, getting ready for MACtion this weekend as they're home, taking on Akron on Friday and Saturday. Friday night's match starts at 6 p.m. and on team plays again at 2 p.m. on Saturday. So that's NIU volleyball. Golf, the NIU men's and women's golf teams continue their fall schedules. Kim Kester's team finished up in Idaho this week and are already back in action next Monday and Tuesday at the Johnny Imes Invitational in Missouri. Ben Slouzis took medalist honors for the Husky men at the Badger Invitational, and the Huskies head to Albuquerque, New Mexico this weekend for the William Tucker Intercollegiate. Soccer, the men's team and women's team, as I mentioned, are starting MACtion this week. We'll talk to Michael O'Neill about their upcoming schedule a little bit later on in the show. The men earned a win at Western Illinois on Saturday and take on Western Michigan in Kalamazoo on Friday. Now, we know football had a tough one over the weekend as they lost to Vanderbilt, dropping a 38-28 decision after getting outscored in the third and fourth quarters. One thing that didn't disappoint was the atmosphere. The Husky fans were loud and proud. They were out there again. 2 home games, 2 huge crowds. We appreciate it. We hope that continues. From the pregame tailgate scene, the Convocation Center lots were packed. The yard was hopping. And of course, we welcome back 40 members of the 2012 MAC championship team. The football team from 2012 was back on campus, and the BCS Busing Orange Bowl team. Always great to go back and revisit and talk to those guys. We had the chance to talk to Jordan Lynch on the radio during the football game. Great to see their kids and wives, right? They're back with all their families. You can tell they were just happy to be back together and to reconnect. Again, Jordan Lynch, Tommy Lee Lewis, Martell Moore, Tyrone Clark, Nabal Jefferson, Victor Jackson. They were all out there. The entire NIU offensive line was out there as well. So it was fun to see everyone. And if you missed that, if you weren't out there, why? But if you missed it, here's a little taste of what we saw and heard from them on Saturday.
The 10 years went by super quick, and I see a lot of these guys on social media, but it feels good to get back, share some stories. And I have 3 kids now, and just introducing them to some of the guys and telling my kids and my family about some of the stories and things like that is pretty special.
With all the coaching changes we had, it was just the second year under Gordon that we were able to do this. Everyone was able to stick together, keep that good brotherhood, and really keep the team strong, and everything just worked perfectly. I'm excited to see, honestly, that the tailgating scene's at least as good as it used to be. It's a fun time, and great to see everyone around.
It's just crazy to see, all the red and black for Husky, because I'm, going around, after graduating, there's a lot of different teams to support, and I haven't seen, this feels like a family to me coming back. Seeing all the Huskies, all the little Huskies coming back. So it's really cool to see. It really is.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's such a different experience when you're in it, you're playing, and then you come back as a fan and kind of this side of it where you're an alum and you get to see all your old teammates. It's been awesome.
I haven't talked to you in years, and I feel like we can just pick off where we left off.
And that's what I think is really cool about this program, especially. I think the relationships you build, obviously at NIU, are just it's incredible.
And they're doing great things right now, so I'm really impressed.
We mentioned in the game there was a little bit of adversity for the NIU football team, but no one has faced more adversity on this NIU football team than Kyle Pugh. 8 years of college football, going through injuries, going through the mental side, trying to come back from each of those injuries. But he's back. He's playing at a high level, and I had the chance to talk to Kyle Pugh. He's the first player in FBS history to play 8 years of college football. No, he didn't play all 8 years, but he's been around this program. It's great to have him back on the field, not just playing, but performing at a high level. It's Kyle Pugh. He joins us. Kyle, it's great to have you on, man. And first things first, how does it feel to get back out there, to playing games, and not just play, Kyle, but have huge success so far?
It's definitely a blessing. All I can do is give the glory to God. But it's been a long time coming, and I'm really just happy to be out there playing with in a Husky uniform.
All right, go through the injuries. We go through them quickly because there's a list, and I know you've had to fight through and rehab, but go through all the injuries that you've had to do and go and
Okay.
fight.
Starting in 2017, I tore my bicep tendon at the elbow. 2018, first game of the season, I tore my right labrum, but I was able to play through it. So I just ended up getting surgery after the MAC championship. 2019, I fractured my shoulder socket. So that was season ending as well. I played 2 games that season and then got surgery right away. 2020 was a COVID year, so we only played 6 games. In 2021, I was pretty much ready to go for the season. And the last practice of spring ball, I tore my ACL in a non-contact injury. So, it's just some series of misfortunate events, I guess.
Kyle, why? Why fight through all that? Why fight through those injuries and continue to try? Because we've seen the fruits of your labor, but why were you able to do that?
I think the opportunity that I've been presented is kind of unprecedented. There's not a lot of guarantees in life. There are opportunities, they come and go, but I had a 4-year guaranteed opportunity to play college football again, and as long as my body could handle it, and I still had the love for the game, I figured why not.
The mental side of it. There's one thing to have the injuries you had. Was the mental side even tougher through any of those injuries?
This last one was probably the toughest mentally.
Why?
ACL is super hard to come back from because the body heals faster than the mind. So the repair inside my knee was, I went to the best doctor in the world that I could find, and about 4 or 5 months into the process, I was able to run at a pretty high speed, but mentally I wasn't ready to change directions or decelerate. It was just a fear of making the wrong step or not really being sure. And so the body heals way faster than the mind in that sense. And I kind of had to do a lot of work to get my mind back caught up.
Because Kyle, it's one thing to come back and play, but you can't have that fear on the field. That you can't have fear of this could be my next. I can get hurt. That starts in Pee Wee, right, Kyle? You can't be scared to go out there and do your job. How do you fight through that?
It starts at practice. Coach Hammock did a great job of allowing me to get my first contact and during practice, and pretty much just reiterating that practice has to be a game-like environment for me, so that the first time I actually hit the field, it's not a new environment. I'm used to the flow of things, and I'm back to the speed of the game. So it started at practice, and I just had to attack it every day, and just get comfortable.
Let's talk about your teammates. They call you Grandpa. I don't think it's funny. Yes, I do think it's funny. But they look up to you, right? You've been around this program. You've been through ups and downs and what you've had to fight through. How have your teammates reacted to you? And what have you tried to give back to them being around them, Kyle?
Yeah, being in the position that I'm in, like I said, it's unprecedented. And so my teammates definitely let me have it when they can. But they understand that that's pretty much what this culture is about. It starts with Coach Hammock, but we do things the hard way. Nothing is given to us easy ever. So it's really just about trusting the process and coming in every day with your hard hat, and just putting your head down and seeing where you can get.
What did you learn when you were not able to play? When you saw your teammates out there playing games, what did you learn from having to sit that much?
The world keeps spinning. Right? Life goes on. whether you're out there or not, college football is going to be played. Someone's going to wear your jersey. Someone's going to have to sit in your locker. So you have to make the most of every opportunity while you can because it goes fast.
You're all conference back in 2018. You're playing in an all conference level right now, Kyle. Talk about your play so far and where you see this team and what they can do this season.
Yeah. Really, it really starts with my front line. We've got some havoc creators up front, and it just makes my job really easy. I pretty much just have to, run inside out of the ball. But it starts with them. Without them, I wouldn't be able to, do what I'm allowed to do. What was the second part?
Yeah, just fighting through that and knowing what you guys can do this year. I mean, you have been a part, being here so long, you've been a part of 3 MAC championship games. And I know you guys want to get back to that. And I know you want to be a part of that on the field.
Yeah. Like I've said it in previous interviews, but I'm really big on the power of speech. And so I don't want to set any limits on this team. But when we communicate and, we're clicking on all cylinders. We play at a really high level, and so it's just good to be a part of it. It's got the limit for this group.
Hey, you're getting some attention. The Athletic, the article in the Chicago Tribune, the Wall Street Journal even reached out. Kyle, I mean, how did that happen? And do you like all this attention?
It's a blessing. It's a blessing, it definitely, an opportunity to glorify the man above. But, knowing me as a competitor, I more so wish it was more about what I was doing on the field and not because I've been here so long. So any opportunity I get to kind of change the narrative and get people talking about football again I'm going to attack that.
Not only have you had the chance to play football here at NIU, you've gotten a great education. I know you're working on your second master's degree. Tell me about those degrees and what you want to do after football, Kyle.
Yeah, so my undergrad degree is in kinesiology. I got my first master's in sports management, and I'll finish with my second master's this December in sports and exercise psychology. And right now I'm kind of passionate about working with athletes on the mental aspect of rehab. So sports injury, people invest a lot of time into the physical aspect of it, and you neglect the mental part. Yeah. And then we wonder why athletes have anxiety about being injured again, or things like that. So I definitely, as I finished this last program in my master's, I've taken a lot of classes with the criteria being based around that, and so I think I'm becoming more and more passionate about it each day.
Cal, you bring up a great point, because I think a lot of student athletes maybe have held it in about the mental side and tried to suck it up, right? It's been nice to have more advisors, coaches like that, and at NIU Athletics that you can go and talk about it, right? I know it's been more of an open thing, and I'm sure that's been great for the student athletes.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a tremendous asset here, where we can kind of have a safe space to go and talk to people, and that's really important as the world as a whole starts to look at the mental health of an athlete. It's good to know that we have a safe space to just come and, let go of some stuff.
All right. So you've been here 8 years, right? You're playing football still, hopefully have a great season moving forward. If there was a movie to be made, who would play you? What actor would you want to be playing you in a movie if they made a story about this? Is there someone that stands out for you that, oh man, they play me right? They
Oh man, that's tough. I don't know.
No, Denzel? Denzel,
yeah,
I don't know about the hair.
Yeah. My mom would love for it to be Denzel. Some of my teammates will probably say like Morgan Freeman or somebody older, but I don't know. That's a tough question.
One last thing about your family, because they've been such a huge part of this and going through this with you. What has it meant to have them by your side?
Everything. I'm not the person that I am today without my family. That's an obvious statement, but they are so big in my foundation, my faith, my confidence, and my ability to endure adversity. It starts with them. My father and my mother, both faith led, and they pretty much just speak life into my experience, and so I've had a great support in that way.
Kyle, great to see you back out there. Love having you around this program. Continued success and good luck moving forward with the football team.
Thank you so much.
It is great to see Kyle Pugh doing great things on the football field. We move from one football to another football. Real football, I think, for Michael O'Neill, he would say, the new NIU women's head coach. They've had great success already, some nice wins in non-conference, 3-2-2, getting ready now for MAC play on Thursday, taking on Western Michigan. And it's, Michael, great to have you on. And before we get into this season, what you guys have done so far, this is your first year coming from Saginaw Valley State. Why was this the right job for you? Why was this the perfect opportunity?
Yeah, good morning, Andy. It was all about timing for me. I had a great time at SVSU, learned a ton, developed as a coach, as a man. I almost felt like I started the job as a boy and left a man, and did some good things there with the team. Obviously, that last year making the Sweet 16 and national tournament, and again, timing in all aspects of my life. So professionally, I wanted to further my career and moving up the ranks. Naturally, that meant from Division 2 to Division 1, if possible. And again, fortunate enough to have landed the job here at NIU, but also from a personal standpoint, me and my family always loved the city of Chicago, and we fell in love with the DeKalb and Sycamore area once we kind of knew that this was going to be a possibility. And so it just felt like the right time. And so far it's going great, and happy to be here.
Expand on the roster, because you have some newcomers. You've got some players that came with you from your former school. It's been a nice chemistry so far. It seems like getting some of those victories in the non-conference. Yeah.
The roster it's a very diverse roster. Obviously, we've got a large chunk of returners that have come back and added that experience to the group, and then we've also added some new players, some transfers, as you've alluded to, a couple from my old institution in Reagan and Leah, and they were great additions to the squad. Not only just from a talent and ability standpoint, but also, again, I knew that they were going to impact some of those things off the field with who they are and how they carry their business. So it's been, again, a great process in building that roster. And again, not to say that we're the finished article. We've got a lot of work to do, and I think the girls know that. But it's a group that I wake up every morning looking forward to coach, and that says a lot about them. And long may it continue.
What are some of the positives you got out of that non-conference?
Yeah, so the non-conference schedule is pretty much laying the foundations for the MAC. You know, that's our bread and butter, as we say in England, and we've learned a lot. The team has evolved from East Kentucky. We started off obviously with a victory on the road, and a great victory in that. Eastern Kentucky have gone on to do some good things so far. I think they're 5-1-1. So again, a great victory on the road. But even since that day, we've evolved as a team in terms of personnel, in terms of roles, formations. And again, it's testament to the group that they've been willing to adapt and adjust and not settle for we won the game. This is how we do things. Again, as a staff, speaking specifically about myself as well, I'm kind of obsessed with the details and always trying to change things when I feel like they're necessary, of course. And the group have taken to that and absorbed the information I've thrown at them. And I think it served us well coming into Thursday night's game.
Your offensive production, not only are you getting the opportunities, Michael, but you guys are connecting and you're scoring. And I know that's one of the bright things you've liked moving forward through that non-conference schedule. Yeah.
Obviously, we'd love to have scored more goals. Again, that's just something we're never going to settle for. Again, being at a good level right now, production-wise, but we want more from the attacking players. But yeah, the best thing about the team right now in the attacking third is we're creating chances. You know, I've been around this game long enough to know that if you're not creating chances, then that's a bigger problem. If you're not scoring as many goals as you would like, then the goals will come if you keep putting yourselves in the right position. So I'm encouraged by some of the attacking signs we've shown. And the other thing I would mention is we haven't had anyone kind of stand out and score multiple goals. I think Claudia Musig's got 2 goals. She's leading the team. It's kind of by committee, which is great. You know, that also is a sign of a good team when people are chipping in from different positions. And when the time comes and we're in that moment, I know that a number of girls on that field can step up and score goals in multiple situations. So it's a good sign.
Let's go back to Chicago State, the victory you got earlier this week to finish up the non-conference, 2-0 a win. And again, Claudia Music able to get a scoring opportunity, get a goal there. But what did you like as you finished up non-conference play, getting that win over Chicago State?
Yeah, the non-conference specifically is kind of, we started off really well, and then we had a little dip in form against Western Illinois, and then we came against a very good team in Wisconsin that says more about them than us in terms of the scoreline. But the way we responded in Chicago State game, and came out the blocks fast with an early goal, which is always great. We had done some prep that week from Wisconsin game to Chicago State, and it was nice to see some of the things on the training ground come to fruition. And then again, the second half, us going down to 10 players, the situation changed dramatically, playing a player down, and the girls stood tall and were resilient in that moment, and we looked comfortable with 10 players. Not that we want to play that way every weekend, of course, but I think the resilience and the way we finished off that game, and then inevitably non-conference play, bodes well for the MAC.
Talk to me about your freshman goalkeeper, Dayton Waymer, and again, coming off a clean sheet versus Chicago State. What has impressed you about the freshman so far?
Yeah, she's had this question the other day from someone that was just asking about, because it's kind of unusual to see a freshman goalkeeper start. Yeah. It's such a high-profile position, a position that requires so much confidence, and the position is always under the microscope. You know, a forward makes a mistake, you move on. A goalkeeper makes a mistake, you could lose the game. So, but she's a freshman by name, but the way I described it, she doesn't play like a freshman. She's a very confident young woman, someone that commands the 18-yard box, that is comfortable with her feet, that is comfortable as a shot stopper, has a multitude of attributes that she displays from game to game. And again, a second shutout of her career on Sunday. She actually kept a shutout in the period of time that she played against Wisconsin. We subbed goalkeepers at halftime, so she hasn't conceded a goal since Western Illinois, which is again a great sign. And the best thing about Dayton is she always wants more. She's always coming to myself and Lawrence, who's the goalkeeper coach, asking things to improve, wanting to get analysis, and she's just a highly driven competitor, and that will serve her well in the 4 years here. So as a freshman, she's done some great things, but I know that there's more to come.
You know, if you go out to the NIU soccer complex, if you haven't been out there, fans, the new turf, and I know it's been nothing but accolades for what that turf has been like coming in new into this season. Michael, what have you thought about the turf and having that new turf out there in the complex?
Yeah, it's a game changer. It's a game changer in so many different aspects of our program, in terms of just the quality of the brand of soccer that we can display in front of the fans. I mean, it's a nicer turf. It suits the style that we want to play. And then from an aesthetic standpoint, it looks shiny. You know, it really sells itself. And we're just so grateful for the administration to kind of put their heart and soul into that project, because it was a lengthy project. It took some conversations and some favors, and we're so grateful for the way they were able to get that turf for us. And again, we're hoping to make that turf, our home field, a fortress as we move forward into MAC play, because everything is set up for it to be that way with how it appears to us and what it brings to us as a program.
You mentioned MAC play. It starts Thursday night, taking on the Broncos of Western Michigan at the NIU Soccer Complex. 7 p.m. is the time there. Michael, tell me a little bit about Western Michigan, but more about the MAC and what you're expecting from the MAC this season.
Yeah, the MAC is a very, very strong mid-major conference. You know, it's across the board. I mean, I don't have to tell that, right? Every sport it competes, and there's always going to be some teams making postseason runs. And so we know that the MAC is from Thursday, Sunday games. There's not going to be no easy games, and we have to be ready each and every game. So it's going to be a new challenge for me. You know, this is my first time out of the MAC, and I'm excited about that challenge. You know, I feel like it bodes well in terms of who I am as a person. NIU, as the program has underachieved in many ways in the MAC in years gone past. So I think we've got a point to prove in terms of the new direction of the program and how we're applying ourselves and our work from day to day. And that starts Thursday night, as you've alluded to, against Western Michigan, who is, again, an established MAC team. They've done some great things in the MAC these past years. And it's going to be a challenge right off the bat at home against a good team. So we're ready, we're prepared, and we're excited for it.
Looking forward to it. Continued success and good luck, and hope you get some victories moving forward.
Appreciate it, Andy. Thank you.
Well, we hope you can get out Thursday night to the NIU Soccer Complex, see Michael O'Neill and the NIU women's soccer team get out there, take on Western Michigan. Hopefully he can start MAC play with a victory. Also, the next football home game is Toledo homecoming on October 8th. But there's much more than football that weekend as NIU celebrates 115th homecoming on campus. Now, there are events all week, but in addition to the football game, there are two that I want to highlight. Both are open to the public. First, on Friday night, October 7th, we have the NIU Hall of Fame induction ceremony at the Home Student Center. This is a free event open to the public, but you need to register in advance. So please do that. Find the link in the story at niuhuskies.com. This is a great class. So many names, Chandler Harnish, Chad Spann, Thomas Hammock of football, volleyball's Kristen Hoffman, Amy Folk, baseball player Scott Simon, and many more. 13 in all. Come out and see them. Go over some memories. Reception at 5 p.m. and the program starts at 6 p.m. So that's going to be fun. Friday night, October 7th, the NIU Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Then on Sunday, after the football game, wrap up homecoming as NIU celebrates the 50th anniversary of Title IX with a special brunch and panel discussion at the NIU Convocation Center. Women's student athletes from all NIU teams across the years have been invited back. Current women's student athletes will be there, and the panel will feature former NIU athletic director Carrie Groth. Carrie Groth's coming back on campus. Current Husky head coaches, new Hall of Famer Kristen Hoffman, and several others will be in attendance. It's going to be a great celebration. You can be there for just $15. Again, get the link, sign up online at niuhuskies.com, a special brunch for the 50th anniversary of Title IX. The deadline to register for both of these events is coming up, so be sure, get online now and register. That is coming up on homecoming weekend. Plus, get those football tickets for homecoming. We need that same energy, that same crowd that you had these last two games at home. We need it on homecoming. Saturday, October 8th, Huskies will host the Rockets of Toledo. Don't forget, subscribe, like this NIU Athletics YouTube page. More highlights, more NIU Weeklies are coming. Want to thank Michael O'Neill, NIU women's soccer coach, and Kyle Pugh from NIU football joining me this week. Hopefully get some victories. Until next week, thanks for watching. Go Huskies.